Hello, my name is Sincerely George, and I'm here for all things XRP. Today I'm going to talk to you about what the core parts of the XRP Real-Time Settlement System are. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing I need to point out is that All Things XRP is here to provide you with information about XRP and XRP related product services. This is not financial advice. You should really consult a financial advisor or an accountant before making any investment decisions. So please just use this information for information and to get a better understanding of XRP. So what is XRP Real-Time Settlement System? Well, it has three different parts, and those are what I'm going to cover in this video today. So the first part is XRP. The second part is the XRP Ledger, and the third part is the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. So what is XRP? XRP is a cryptocurrency or a digital asset that lives within the XRP ledger. So let's take a quick second and talk about the difference between a digital asset and a cryptocurrency. So in this article on Medium, they define a cryptocurrency as a digital currency in which encryption technology is used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds. And all of this is done without having to utilize a bank or a transaction processor or a payment processing service. In contrast, the digital asset is any text or media that is formatted into binary source and includes the right to use it. A digital file that does not include the rights is not considered a digital asset. So you can think of a movie or a recording released by a recording studio as probably being a digital asset. When they attach their licensing information to it, they're giving you rights to use it and also dictating that it can't be shared and it can't be used. So, in order to be a digital asset, it has to have those rights and permissions attached to it. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't fall into the realms of a digital asset. So as they say here, a digital asset can range anywhere from a motion picture to a document or any other type of data one can think of. All right. So, like I said in the beginning, XRP is a cryptocurrency. And a cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a way for people to exchange value. So people can use anything to exchange value, right? Kids do it all the time. I'll trade you this marble for that marble, or, I really like your shoes. Do you want to exchange it for these jeans? So anything that people deem to be of value, they can exchange. And that exchange is easy to do when you're in person. Today, the most common way for people to exchange value is through the use of government issued currency. So cash, hard, cold cash. And, when you're using cash, US dollars to buy and sell things, it's really hard to do that person to person unless it's digitized. The United Nations currently recognizes 180 different currencies that are used in 195 countries around the globe. So not every nation has its own currency that is valid or recognized globally for legal tender, but cryptocurrencies is not currently recognized as a currency. Some countries are looking at ways to implement cryptocurrencies as currency, but the rules and regulations around cryptocurrencies are still being defined. So it's hard to say that any nation has actually fully recognized cryptocurrencies as valid tender. So what is the XRP Ledger? Let's talk about that next. The XRP Ledger is a public ledger of payments and value exchanges that have been processed using the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. If we think about it, the concept of the XRP ledger is really easy to understand. It's a lot like an accountant's ledger. It maintains a record of all of the different transactions and wallets that exist within the XRP ecosystem. The purpose of the XRP ledger is to maintain a public record of the XRP wallets and transactions, and the transactions that happen between those wallets so that everything settles. The XRP ledger entries are public, and can be accessed by anyone at any time using an XRP Ledger scanner. So I wanted to show you what one of those look like. XRP Charts is a great site for looking at this. It's available up here. You can see it. It's xrpcharts.ripple.com. And here they maintain a record of all of the different transactions that are happening. I don't know if you'll see this actually refresh while we're on this page, but you can click into any of these transactions and get a full detail about, where it was, the transaction was canceled, what wallets are involved. Let's see if I can find one that is actually a payment. Actually, this one right underneath my head is a payment, I believe, right? So right here, this is a payment transaction. The payment is from this wallet to this other wallet, and the instruction delivered 4,200 GCB, right? This wallet, right? So this one here, by spending up to 4,199.99958 XRP. So here you can just see details about the different transactions. It's totally public. I'm looking at the information on the ledger of transactions that are happening, I don't know where in the world. But this is a really cool part of cryptocurrencies, is that, when you are dealing with cryptocurrencies, that the transactions are recorded in a ledger so that they're visible. Since we don't have an intermediary controlling the transfer from one place to another, we need a way to go and validate that the transaction went through, especially when it's in flow. So let's continue. So what is the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol? I didn't think you would ask, so I thought I'd put it in here so I could explain it. So the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol is a set of rules that enable nodes attached to the XRP system to agree on transactions marked for addition to the XRP ledger. As you saw on the scan, the XRP transaction records, you saw that it's more than just, payments. There's more that's going on ledger, but the easiest way to break it down, especially for people that are new to this, is just talking about it as ledgers. You have one wallet on one side, another wallet on another side, and the transactions between those wallets need to be recorded somewhere for later reference, right? So that balances can get updated, et cetera, et cetera. So the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol is that set of rules that dictate how transactions are written to the ledger and make sure that fraudulent transactions or transactions that are not suitable to be transacted don't get written. So let's break that down a little bit more for everybody to understand. So the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol is really the peer-to-peer XRP Ledger network consisting of many independent XRP Ledger servers that accept and process transactions. Okay, so in this picture here, the XRP Ledger servers are these blue boxes out here. Okay, the client applications, right? And client applications can be mobile wallets or gateways that attach different financial institutions or trading platforms or exchanges. Okay, so any of these places can trigger a transaction that they want to have written to the XRP ledger, and the network, the XRP network system, will process those transactions based on the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. So out here, again, we have the XRP Ledger servers, which process the transactions. And here in the center, this orange box, is the client who is broadcasting their transaction out to be written to the XRP ledger. When all of these servers agree that the transaction is valid, it gets written to the ledger. So in honesty, it requires greater than 80% of the servers to validate the transaction in order for it to be written. So if a server got the wrong hash or doesn't recognize the transaction, then it will they should throw that transaction to the side and download the correct ledger from the other servers that correctly updated. So what does this even mean? That's a really good question. We just flew through some really important information. And to be honest with you, this is information that a lot of people still don't fully understand. It's a very, very small group of people that even know about cryptocurrencies, and an even smaller group that understand what XRP is and how our system works. So let's get into a little bit more detail. We'll just review the information so that you have a clear understanding. So the digital asset, XRP, supplements the current monetary system by enabling people and organizations as well to exchange value person to person at a greatly reduced rate. XRP is a cryptocurrency that lives within the XRP Ledger, and the XRP Ledger is a public ledger of payments and value exchanges that have been processed using the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. So that brings us to the end. We've covered the core pieces of the XRP system that are important for you to understand. There are many more pieces to the XRP system, but as a starting point, this is what you should understand when you go and listen to other videos where they're talking about the great benefits of XRP and different things that are happening in the community. You will hear about XRP and Ripple, and in a later video, will cover the difference between XRP and Ripple. In this video, I just wanted you to understand XRP, because XRP is what people are investing in, right? At this point, nobody is able to invest in Ripple, even though they are great innovators who are driving innovation and helping to bring banks and financial institutions into the XRP community and get them started using XRP as a way at getting them started using their systems to start transacting with XRP. So before I let you go, though, I just want to remind you, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And I also want to take you over to the All Things XRP website. Here is a great resource where you can go and have your questions answered. So if you're looking for specific answers or answers to specific questions that you have about XRP, you should look here. We'll try to cover a lot of this information in videos in the future, but to get you started, we have answers to a lot of the most common questions people have about XRP. So since we didn't deal with Ripple in this video, I'm going to show you how you can search so you can go find your own information about Ripple. So all you do is, let's start with, what is Ripple, right? So whatever your question is, just type it in. There's no specific magic. This system is magical. It just takes what you enter and tries to connect you with the right information. So if you have a question, enter it. If we don't have the answer yet, then, we hope to answer it in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and let me know what other videos you think we should create. Our focus right now is really on beginner videos. Make sure that people have that solid foundation that they need to get involved in the XRP community. I hope you have a great day. Bye.